CD1 Unit 1 That's what friends are for. Page 2, Exercise 2, Conversation. I like guys who... Part A. Listen and practice.
Do you have a date for your friend's wedding yet?
Actually, no, I don't. Do you know anyone I could go with?
What kind of guys do you like?
Oh, I like guys who aren't too serious and who have a good sense of humor. You know, someone like you.
Okay. What else?
Well, I'd prefer someone I have something in common with, who I can talk to easily.
I think I know just the guy for you. Bob Branson. Do you know him?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I'll ask him to meet us for coffee, and you can tell me what you think.
Page 2, Exercise 2, Part B. Listen to Chris and Kim discuss Bob after they met for coffee. How did Kim like him?
So, what's the verdict? What did you think of Bob?
Well, I was worried at first, especially when I saw that he rode a huge motorcycle. I thought he might be one of those guys who is into heavy metal music and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
But he's just a regular kind of guy, right?
Yeah, we got along really well.
I knew you'd like him.
Yeah, I do. And he's really funny. He had me laughing so hard at the coffee shop, remember? I think the people sitting next to us thought we were crazy.
So, are you two gonna get together again?
Definitely. In fact, we're going to the wedding together.
That's great!
Page 3, Exercise 3, Grammar Focus. Relative pronouns. As the subject of a clause.
I like guys who aren't too serious. I like guys that aren't too serious.
I like guys who have a good sense of humor. I like guys that have a good sense of humor.
As the object of a clause.
I'd prefer someone I have fun with. I'd prefer someone who I have fun with. I'd prefer someone that I have fun with.
I'd prefer someone I can talk to easily. I'd prefer someone who I can talk to easily. I'd prefer someone that I can talk to easily.
Page 4, Exercise 5, Listening. What are they like? Part A. Listen to conversations that describe 3 people. Are the descriptions positive, P, or negative, N? Check the box. 1. Andrea.
So, have you seen Andrea lately?
Yeah, I see her once in a while.
How's she doing? I've been meaning to call her.
Well, to be honest, she's kind of been getting on my nerves lately.
What do you mean?
She's changed a lot since we've started college. She talks about herself all the time, and she always manages to mention how good she is at everything she does.
Really? That would be annoying.
It is. You know, she asked me to be roommates with her next semester, but I don't think I want to live with her. She used to be really generous, but now she's just the opposite. And it's not just with money, but her time as well.
Well, college can be stressful. You two are good friends. Maybe you need to talk more.
2. James.
Are you going to James's party on Saturday?
Of course. James always gives the best parties, and there are always lots of interesting new people to meet.
It's true. I don't know where he manages to find them all.
Well, you know what he's like. He makes friends very easily. He really likes talking to people, and he loves inviting people over.
Uh-huh. He invited me for dinner last Saturday. What a feast.
Yeah, he's a great cook, too.
After dinner, I offered to help clean up, and he told me not to worry about it. He said he'd take care of it later. He was like, "It's nothing, no big deal."
Yep, that sounds like James.
3. Mr. Johnson.
Have you met the new apartment manager?
Mr. Johnson? Yeah, I met him last week. He's a little strange.
Yeah, he is. I'm not sure I like him. He's hard to predict. Sometimes he's pretty cheerful and talkative, and the next day he doesn't even say hello. I think he must have personal problems or something.
I think you're right. And have you noticed that half the time when he says he's going to do something, he never actually does it? He told me 3 times he'd come to fix the light in my kitchen, and he still hasn't done it.
Page 4, Exercise 5, Part B. Listen again. Write 2 adjectives that describe each person in the chart. 1. Andrea.
So, have you seen Andrea lately?
Yeah, I see her once in a while.
How's she doing? I've been meaning to call her.
Well, to be honest, she's kind of been getting on my nerves lately.
What do you mean?
She's changed a lot since we've started college. She talks about herself all the time, and she always manages to mention how good she is at everything she does.
Really? That would be annoying.
It is. You know, she asked me to be roommates with her next semester, but I don't think I want to live with her. She used to be really generous, but now she's just the opposite. And it's not just with money, but her time as well.
Well, college can be stressful. You two are good friends. Maybe you need to talk more.
2. James.
Are you going to James's party on Saturday?
Of course. James always gives the best parties, and there are always lots of interesting new people to meet.
It's true. I don't know where he manages to find them all.
Well, you know what he's like. He makes friends very easily. He really likes talking to people, and he loves inviting people over.
Uh-huh. He invited me for dinner last Saturday. What a feast.
Yeah, he's a great cook, too.
After dinner, I offered to help clean up, and he told me not to worry about it. He said he'd take care of it later. He was like, "It's nothing, no big deal."
Yep, that sounds like James.
3. Mr. Johnson.
Have you met the new apartment manager?
Mr. Johnson? Yeah, I met him last week. He's a little strange.
Yeah, he is. I'm not sure I like him. He's hard to predict. Sometimes he's pretty cheerful and talkative, and the next day he doesn't even say hello. I think he must have personal problems or something.
I think you're right. And have you noticed that half the time when he says he's going to do something, he never actually does it? He told me 3 times he'd come to fix the light in my kitchen, and he still hasn't done it.
Page 5, Exercise 8, Perspectives. Quiz. Part A. Listen to some common complaints. Check the ones you agree with. Do you get annoyed easily?
I can't stand it when a child screams in a restaurant.
I don't like it when a cell phone rings in the classroom.
It bothers me when a teacher forgets my name.
I hate it when people talk with their mouths full.
It upsets me when a close friend forgets my birthday.
I can't stand it when people talk loudly to each other during a movie.
I don't like it when people call me early in the morning.
It bothers me when my doctor arrives late for an appointment.
Score. If you checked 1 to 2 complaints, wow, you don't get annoyed very easily. 3 to 4 complaints, you're fairly easygoing. 5 to 6 complaints, you get annoyed pretty easily. 7 to 8 complaints. Relax. You get annoyed too easily. Page 5, Exercise 9, Pronunciation. Linked sounds. Part A. Listen and practice. Final consonant sounds are often linked to the vowel sounds that follow them.
It upsets me when a person is unreliable.
I love it when a friend is supportive and kind.
Page 5, Exercise 9, Part B. Mark the linked sounds in the sentences below. Listen and check. Then practice saying the sentences. 1.
I can't stand it when someone is late for an appointment.
2.
Does it bother you when a friend is unreliable?
3.
I hate it when a cell phone goes off in class.
Page 6, Exercise 10, Grammar Focus. It clauses plus adverbial clauses with when.
I like it when a teacher is helpful and supportive.
I don't mind it when a friend visits without calling me first.
I can't stand it when a child screams in a restaurant.
It makes me happy when people do nice things for no reason.
It bothers me when my doctor arrives late for an appointment.
It upsets me when a close friend forgets my birthday.
Unit 2, Career Moves. Page 8, Exercise 2, Perspectives. Career Debate. Part A. Listen to the people talk about jobs. Do you agree or disagree? Check the speaker you agree with more.
Being a flight attendant sounds very exciting. Flying all the time would be fun.
But flight attendants get tired of traveling. They spend most of their time in airports.
Designing clothes is not a man's job. Women are much more fascinated by fashion.
That's not true. Many great clothing designers are men. Just look at Calvin Klein.
I'd enjoy working with animals. I think working as a veterinarian could be rewarding.
I'm not so sure. Animals can be very unpredictable. Getting a dog bite would be scary.
I'd like to work in the television industry. Directing a TV show would be really interesting.
I disagree. Working in front of the camera as an actor would be much more satisfying.
Page 9, Exercise 3, Grammar Focus. Gerund phrases. Gerund phrases as subjects.
Being a flight attendant sounds exciting. Designing clothes is not a man's job.
Working as a veterinarian could be rewarding. Directing a TV show would be interesting.
Gerund phrases as objects.
He'd love being a flight attendant. He wouldn't like being a fashion designer.
She'd enjoy working with animals. She'd be good at directing a TV show.
Page 11, Exercise 7, Conversation. You get a great tan. Part A. Listen and practice.
Guess what? I've found a summer job.
That's great. Anything interesting?
Yes, working at an amusement park.
Wow, that sounds fantastic.
So, have you found anything?
Nothing yet, but I have a couple of leads. One is working as an intern for a record company, mostly answering phones. Or I can get a landscaping job again.
Being an intern sounds more interesting than landscaping. You'd have better hours, and it's probably not as much work.
Yeah, but a landscaper earns more than an intern. And you get a great tan.
Page 11, Exercise 7, Part B. Listen to the rest of the conversation. What is Tracy going to do at the amusement park?
So what will you be doing at the amusement park exactly?
Actually, I'll have 2 jobs. First, I'll be working at a place called Children's World. They have all kinds of interesting games and educational activities for young kids. I have to go to a training program for 3 days before I start.
3 days? Wow. The equipment must be pretty high-tech.
Oh, it is. A lot of computers and interesting devices. It's just the kind of stuff that kids love.
Well, it sounds like the perfect job for you. I know how much you love kids. So what's your other job?
Well, I'll also be one of the people who walks around the park greeting people.
Do you mean you'll have to dress up in a costume?
Yes, as a cartoon character. I know, it sounds silly. And it's certainly not as rewarding as working in Children's World, but it's part of the job.
Page 11, Exercise 8, Grammar Focus. Comparisons. With adjectives.
Is more interesting than. Is less interesting than. Is harder than. Is not as hard as.
With nouns.
Has better hours than. Has worse hours than. Has more education than. Isn't as much work as.
With verbs.
Earns more than. Earns less than. Earns as much as. Doesn't earn as much as.
With past participles.
Is better paid than. Is as well paid as. Isn't as well paid as.
Page 12, Exercise 9, Pronunciation. Stress with compound nouns. Part A. Listen and practice. Notice that the first word in these compound nouns has more stress. Then add 2 more compound nouns to the chart.
Zookeeper,
Firefighter.
bank teller,
Truck driver.
gossip columnist,
Guidance counselor.
Page 12, Exercise 10, Listening. Summer jobs. Part A. Listen to 3 people talk about their summer jobs. Number the pictures from 1 to 3. 1.
So, where are you working this summer, Carlos?
Oh, I'm working as a tutor in a learning center for kids.
Interesting. What kinds of things do the kids do there?
Well, they work on subjects they need help in, mainly math and English.
Is your job hard?
No, not at all. The kids work on computers most of the time. We have to help them get started and be there when they run into problems.
Do you enjoy it?
Oh, yes. Working with kids is so much more fun than working with adults. And I get to choose my own hours. As long as I work 8 hours a day, I can come in at any time from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Lucky you.
2.
Paul, did you find a summer job yet?
Yeah, I'm working in a restaurant.
Oh, how's it going?
Oh, the money's not bad.
What are you doing? Are you waiting tables?
I wish. No, I'm working in the kitchen. I cut up stuff for the chef, vegetables and meat and things. I also wash the dishes.
Oh, yuck.
Yeah, it's pretty hard work. I didn't realize how hot it is in a restaurant kitchen until I took this job.
So why don't you quit?
I'd love to, but I need the money.
3.
So, what kind of job did you find for the summer?
I'm working for a marketing company. I'm doing telephone marketing.
Oh, so you're one of those people who drives me crazy by calling me up and trying to persuade me to buy something that I have absolutely no need for.
Exactly.
Do you like it?
Believe it or not, I do. It's mostly a bunch of students working there, and we have a lot of fun when we're not making calls. It's really easy, too, since we just have to read from a script.
Are you doing this full time?
Yeah, but I work from 2 in the afternoon until 11 at night, so I get to sleep as late as I want to in the morning.
Page 12, Exercise 10, Part B. Listen again. Do they like their jobs? Why or why not? 1.
So, where are you working this summer, Carlos?
Oh, I'm working as a tutor in a learning center for kids.
Interesting. What kinds of things do the kids do there?
Well, they work on subjects they need help in, mainly math and English.
Is your job hard?
No, not at all. The kids work on computers most of the time. We have to help them get started and be there when they run into problems.
Do you enjoy it?
Oh, yes. Working with kids is so much more fun than working with adults. And I get to choose my own hours. As long as I work 8 hours a day, I can come in at any time from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Lucky you.
2.
Paul, did you find a summer job yet?
Yeah, I'm working in a restaurant.
Oh, how's it going?
Oh, the money's not bad.
What are you doing? Are you waiting tables?
I wish. No, I'm working in the kitchen. I cut up stuff for the chef, vegetables and meat and things. I also wash the dishes.
Oh, yuck.
Yeah, it's pretty hard work. I didn't realize how hot it is in a restaurant kitchen until I took this job.
So why don't you quit?
I'd love to, but I need the money.
3.
So, what kind of job did you find for the summer?
I'm working for a marketing company. I'm doing telephone marketing.
Oh, so you're one of those people who drives me crazy by calling me up and trying to persuade me to buy something that I have absolutely no need for.
Exactly.
Do you like it?
Believe it or not, I do. It's mostly a bunch of students working there, and we have a lot of fun when we're not making calls. It's really easy, too, since we just have to read from a script.
Are you doing this full time?
Yeah, but I work from 2 in the afternoon until 11 at night, so I get to sleep as late as I want to in the morning.
Units 1 to 2 Progress Check. Page 14, Exercise 2, Listening. Our Biggest Complaints. Part A. Listen to Anne and John discuss these topics. Complete the chart. 1. Taxi drivers.
It really upsets me when taxi drivers drive so fast. I am always terrified of having an accident.
That doesn't really bother me. I like to get where I'm going quickly, but I can't stand it when they have their radios turned up all the way. You can't even hear yourself think.
2. People with dogs.
I hate it when people take their dogs to a park and let them make messes all over the place. It's so irresponsible.
You know what bothers me? I hate it when they go out and leave their dogs at home, barking all day.
3. TV commercials.
I can't stand it when they turn up the volume on TV commercials. They're so loud. Why do they do that?
Yeah, that is annoying. But it bothers me more when they interrupt a ball game at the most exciting moment to show some stupid commercial.
4. Store clerks.
It really upsets me when store clerks are rude. Sometimes, if they think that you aren't going to buy anything, they aren't helpful and won't answer your questions.
Yeah, but on the other hand, I can't stand it when store clerks give you the hard sell and try to get you to buy something you don't really want.
Unit 3. Could you do me a favor? Page 16, Exercise 2, Conversation. Would you mind? Part A. Listen and practice.
Hello?
Hi, Mingu. This is Yana.
Oh, hi, Yana. What's up?
My best friend is in a band, and I'm going to one of his concerts this weekend. I'd love to take some pictures for his website. Would you mind if I borrowed your new camera?
No. That's okay, I guess. I don't think I'll need it for anything.
Thanks a million.
Sure. Have you used a camera like mine before? It's sort of complicated.
Uh-huh, sure, a couple of times. Would it be okay if I picked it up on Friday night?
Yeah, I guess so.
Page 16, Exercise 2, Part B. Listen to 2 more calls Yana makes. What else does she want to borrow? Do her friends agree? 1.
Hello?
Hi, Carrie. This is Yana.
Oh, hi, Yana.
I was wondering if you could do me a favor.
That depends.
Well, I have to go to a concert this weekend. Would it be okay if I borrowed that shirt of yours that I like so much?
That silver one? Oh, sure.
Thanks a lot. I'll come by and pick it up tonight.
That's fine.
2.
Andy Parker?
Hi, Andy. It's Yana.
Oh, hello. How are you?
Pretty good, thanks. Listen, the reason I'm calling is I have a really big favor to ask you.
Yes?
Remember I told you about that friend of mine who's doing a show this weekend?
Yeah, I remember. And?
Well, the concert's this Saturday afternoon, and it's out of town, about an hour's drive from here. And I was wondering if I could borrow your car for the afternoon to get there.
Gee, Yana, I'd really love to help you out, but I'm going to need my car all weekend. I've got a friend coming in from out of town, and I promised to show her around.
Oh, okay. I understand. But anyway, how are things? I haven't seen you for ages.
Oh, you know, work, work, work.
Page 17, Exercise 3, Grammar Focus. Requests with modals, if clauses, and gerunds. Less formal. More formal.
Can I borrow your pen, please?
Could you lend me a jacket, please?
Is it okay if I use your phone?
Do you mind if I use your laptop for a minute?
Would it be all right if I compared our homework?
Would you mind if I borrowed your new camera?
Would you mind babysitting my kids on Saturday night?
I was wondering if I could borrow some money.
Page 18, Exercise 4, Pronunciation. Unreleased consonants. Part A. Listen and practice. Notice that when t, d, k, g, p, and b are followed by other consonant sounds, they are unreleased.
Could Doug take care of my pet spider?
Can you ask Bob to help me?
Page 18, Exercise 4, Part B. Circle the unreleased consonants in the conversations. Listen and check. Then practice the conversations with a partner. 1.
I was wondering if I could borrow that book.
Yes, but can you take it back to Greg tomorrow?
2.
Would you mind giving Albert some help moving that big bed?
Sorry, but my doctor said my back needs rest.
Page 18, Exercise 5, Listening. Favors. Part A. Listen to 3 telephone conversations. Write down what each caller requests. Does the other person agree to the request? Check yes or no. 1. Tina.
Hello?
Hi, Robert. This is Tina.
Hi, Tina. What's up?
Well, actually, would you mind lending me your camera for a few days? I want to take some photos of my new apartment to send to my folks.
No problem. You can borrow it.
Oh, thanks a million.
2. Kyle.
Hello?
Hi, Maggie. This is Kyle.
Oh, hi. How are things with you?
Pretty good. Listen, I was wondering if I could borrow your bread maker.
My bread maker? Don't tell me you are going to bake.
I know. I'm planning to cook dinner for my girlfriend this weekend, and I want to bake bread. And I want it to be perfect. I remember you baked some amazing bread with that thing. So, what do you say? Can I borrow it? I'll be careful.
Well, I have bad news. It's broken. I've been meaning to get it fixed, but I haven't gotten around to it yet.
Oh, too bad.
But you know, you can always just bake bread on your own.
I don't know. Maybe I'll just go to a bakery.
3. Phil.
Hello?
Hi, Li Ling. It's Phil.
Hi, Phil. What's up?
Not much, but I was wondering if I could ask you for a favor.
Maybe. Try me.
Well, I have to go out of town for a few days next week.
Uh-huh.
Could I leave Polly with you while I'm gone?
Polly? Who's Polly?
You know, Polly, my bird.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Your bird. I don't know, Phil. I really don't like birds very much. They're messy and they make a lot of noise and...
No, not Polly. She's really a great bird. She's really clean and very quiet. She won't bother you, I promise.
Oh, all right. I'll do it.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. I'll bring her over on Tuesday night.
Okay, but you owe me one.
Page 19, Exercise 9, Perspectives. Could you tell Jeff? Part A. Listen to the messages Jeff's assistant received while Jeff was away at lunch today. Complete each request with ask or tell. 1.
Could you tell Jeff that Tony is having a party on Friday night?
2.
Could you ask Jeff what he would like me to get him for his birthday?
3.
Jeff is picking me up after basketball practice. Can you tell him not to be late?
4.
Please tell Jeff that I owe him an apology. I forgot about our date last night.
5.
Can you ask Jeff to return my call? I need to know when his report will be ready.
6.
Could you ask Jeff whether he can come to class on Friday night instead of Thursday?
Page 20, Exercise 10, Grammar Focus. Indirect requests. Statements.
Jeff, Tony is having a party.
Indirect requests introduced by that.
Could you tell Jeff Tony is having a party? Could you tell Jeff that Tony is having a party?
Imperatives.
Jeff, don't be late.
Indirect requests using infinitives.
Can you tell Jeff not to be late?
Yes/no questions.
Sophia, are you free on Friday? Sophia, do you have my number?
Indirect requests introduced by if or whether.
Can you ask Sophia if she's free on Friday? Could you ask her whether or not she has my number?
WH questions.
Jeff, when does the party start?
Sophia, what time should I pick you up?
Indirect requests introduced by a question word.
Can you ask Jeff when the party starts?
Could you ask Sophia what time I should pick her up?
Unit 4. What a story! Page 22, Exercise 2, Perspectives. Surprise Endings. Part A. Listen to the news stories. In which news category from Exercise 1 do you think each story belongs?
An attempted robbery took place at Eastern Bank today. A man was trying to rob the bank, but he wasn't very lucky. While he was escaping from the bank, the robber got caught in the revolving door. The police arrived and took the man to jail.
It was a strange soccer match last night. The Bears won the game, but the Lions scored the winning goal for them. As Jake Walters was running toward the ball, he tripped and accidentally kicked it into the wrong goal. The score was Bears 1, Lions 0.
An electrical problem at Pax Arena interrupted a Planets concert last night. The Planets were performing a new song when the lights went out, but the show went on. The Planets continued to play in the dark, and the lights came back on an hour later.
Page 23, Exercise 3, Grammar Focus. Past continuous versus simple past. Use the past continuous for an ongoing action in the past. Use the simple past for an event that interrupts that action.
While he was escaping from the bank, the robber got caught in the revolving door.
As Jake was running toward the ball, he tripped and kicked it into the wrong goal.
The Planets were performing a song when the lights went out.
Page 23, Exercise 4, Pronunciation. Intonation in complex sentences. Part A. Listen and practice. Notice how each clause in a complex sentence has its own intonation pattern.
While divers were working off the coast of Florida, they discovered a shipwreck.
As Jake was running toward the ball, he tripped and kicked it into the wrong goal.
Page 24, Exercise 5, Listening. In the news. Part A. Listen to 3 news stories. Number the pictures from 1 to 3. There is 1 extra picture. 1.
A man was seriously injured on Sunday by a 3.5-meter snake in a town in Thailand. It seems that the man ran over to see the snake after friends told him that it was beside one of the town's main roads. The man put it around his neck, and while he and his friends were walking home, the snake squeezed more and more tightly. Luckily, the man got the snake off his neck in time.
2.
2 teenage girls who disappeared from a ship were found alive and well. The girls turned up on Friday near a small town on the northeast coast of Australia. The girls said they were visiting a friend on the ship and fell asleep in their friend's cabin. When they woke up, the ship was heading for Singapore. So they jumped off the ship, swam to shore, and had to walk for several days to get to the nearest town.
3.
Early Tuesday morning in California, 2 police officers were chasing a car thief when they suddenly lost control of their vehicle and drove into a river. Surprisingly, the thief went back to the scene of the accident and helped rescue the officers from the river. The local police department dropped all charges against the thief for saving the officers' lives.
Exercise 5, Part B. Listen again. Take notes on each story. 1.
A man was seriously injured on Sunday by a 3.5-meter snake in a town in Thailand. It seems that the man ran over to see the snake after friends told him that it was beside one of the town's main roads. The man put it around his neck, and while he and his friends were walking home, the snake squeezed more and more tightly. Luckily, the man got the snake off his neck in time.
2.
Two teenage girls who disappeared from a ship were found alive and well. The girls turned up on Friday near a small town on the northeast coast of Australia. The girls said they were visiting a friend on the ship and fell asleep in their friend's cabin. When they woke up, the ship was heading for Singapore. So they jumped off the ship, swam to shore, and had to walk for several days to get to the nearest town.
3.
Early Tuesday morning in California, 2 police officers were chasing a car thief when they suddenly lost control of their vehicle and drove into a river. Surprisingly, the thief went back to the scene of the accident and helped rescue the officers from the river. The local police department dropped all charges against the thief for saving the officers' lives.
Exercise 7, Conversation. What happened? Part A. Listen and practice.
Guess what? Someone stole my wallet last night.
Oh no! What happened?
Well, I was working out and I had put my stuff in my locker just like I always do. When I came back, someone had stolen my wallet. I guess I'd forgotten to lock the locker.
That's terrible. Did you lose much money?
Only about $15, but I lost my credit card and my driver's license. What a pain.
Exercise 7, Part B. Listen to the rest of the conversation. What did Kathy have stolen once? Where was she?
I had something similar happen last year.
Really?
Yeah. It was when I was in Belgium. I was on my way to the airport, so I was standing on the side of the road with my bags, trying to figure out the bus schedule. Anyway, this group of guys came by and asked if they could help me. They spoke very broken English, and I couldn't really understand what they were saying. Finally, they left, and when I looked down, I realized my purse had disappeared. It had my wallet in it with all my money and my credit card. Luckily, I had put my airline ticket and my passport in one of my carry-on bags.
How awful. So what did you do?
I did just what I had seen people do on TV. I called the police and reported the theft. Then I called my credit card company. I was able to get some cash, and by the time I got home, I had a new credit card waiting for me.
Exercise 8, Grammar Focus. Past Perfect. Use the past perfect for an event that occurred before another event in the past. Past event. Past perfect event.
I was working out and I had put my stuff in my locker. When I came back, someone had stolen my wallet. They were able to steal it because I had forgotten to lock the locker.
To 4 Progress Check. Page 29, Exercise 4, Listening. What comes first? Listen to each situation. Number the events from 1 to 3. 1.
Even though she had hurt her ankle while she was running, She went to work anyway.
2.
John wrote to me last year, but I didn't get the letter. I'd moved away.
3.
I'd been very scared about the flight, so when the plane landed, I was relieved.
4.
When my cousin stopped by, I was watching a movie. We went out for coffee to catch up.
Crossing Cultures. Page 30, Exercise 1, Perspectives. If I moved to a foreign country. Part A. Listen to the people talk about moving to a foreign country. Would you have any of the same concerns?
One thing I'd really miss is my mom's cooking.
I'd be worried about the local food. I might not like it.
Getting used to different customs might be difficult at first.
My room at home is the thing that I'd miss the most.
Not knowing the prices of things is something I'd be concerned about.
Moving to a country with a very different climate could be a challenge.
I'd be worried about getting sick and not knowing how to find a good doctor.
Something I'd be nervous about is communicating in a new language.
Exercise 3, Grammar Focus. Noun phrases containing relative clauses.
One thing I'd really miss is my mom's cooking. One thing that I'd really miss is my mom's cooking.
Something I'd be nervous about is communicating in a new language. Something that I'd be nervous about is communicating in a new language.
2 people I'd call every week are my parents. 2 people who I'd call every week are my parents. 2 people that I'd call every week are my parents.
My mom's cooking is one thing I'd really miss. My mom's cooking is one thing that I'd really miss.
Communicating in a new language is something I'd be nervous about. Communicating in a new language is something that I'd be nervous about.
My parents are 2 people I'd call every week. My parents are 2 people who I'd call every week. My parents are 2 people that I'd call every week.
Exercise 4, Pronunciation. Word stress in sentences. Part A. Listen and practice. Notice that the important words in a sentence have more stress.
Argentina is a country that I'd like to live in.
Speaking a new language is something I'd be anxious about.
Trying new foods is something I'd be curious about.
Exercise 7, Conversation. What's the custom? Part A. Listen and practice.
I just got invited to my teacher's house for dinner.
Oh, how nice.
Yes, but what do you do here when you're invited to someone's house?
Well, here in the U.S., it's the custom to bring a small gift.
Like what?
Oh, maybe some flowers or chocolates.
And is it all right to bring a friend along?
Well, if you want to bring someone, you're expected to call first and ask if it's okay.
Exercise 7, Part B. Listen to the rest of the conversation. If you are invited to someone's house in Germany, when are you expected to arrive? What can you bring as a gift?
What are some of the customs in Germany?
Well, when you're invited to someone's house, you can also take flowers. Not red roses, chrysanthemums, carnations, or lilies, but most other flowers are fine.
When should you arrive? Should you arrive a little early?
No, never. You're expected to arrive on time. Punctuality is very important in Germany. If you're going to be more than 15 minutes late, it's important to call the host. It's also the custom to write a short thank you note the following day.
I like that. I wish we did that here more often. To me, it shows good manners.
Grammar focus. Expectations.
When you visit someone, it's the custom to bring a small gift. When you visit someone, you aren't supposed to arrive early.
If you want to bring someone, you're expected to call first and ask. If you want to bring someone, you're supposed to check with the host. If you want to bring someone, it's not acceptable to arrive without calling first.
Listening. Unique customs. Listen to people describe customs they observed abroad. Complete the chart. 1. Alice.
One thing that I had to get used to when I was traveling in South Korea was the way people make noise when they drink soup. I think it's because they want to show that they're really enjoying their food, so they make a slurping noise. It bothered me at first, but then I got used to it. I guess it's because my parents spent years when I was a kid telling me not to make noise while I was eating.
2. John.
When I lived in Spain, I was surprised at how late people eat in the evening. When you're invited to dinner, you're asked to come around 9 o'clock, and you usually don't start dinner until 10. And people stay really late, sometimes until 2 in the morning or even later. I found that difficult. How do you get up and go to work or school the next day after eating and talking until 3 in the morning?
3. Susan.
I lived in Saudi Arabia for a while, and when I went out, I had to obey the local custom of putting something over my head and wearing clothing that covered my whole body. At first, I found it a real nuisance, but after a while, I got used to it and even started to like it. You feel really secure, and also you don't have to worry about what to wear all the time.
Page 36, Exercise 2, Perspectives. Part A. Listen to people describe complaints on a call-in radio show. Check what you think each person should do. Ask Priscilla the problem solver. 1.
I ordered a jacket online, but when it arrived, I found the lining was torn.
Ask for a refund. Send it back and get a new one.
2.
I bought a new table from a store, but when they delivered it, I noticed it was damaged on the top.
Ask for a discount. Ask the store to replace it.
3.
A friend sent me a vase for my birthday, but when it arrived, it was chipped.
Tell her about it. Say nothing and repair it yourself.
4.
I lent a friend my sunglasses, and now there are scratches on the lenses.
Say nothing. Ask him to replace them.
5.
I took some pants to the cleaners, and when they came back, they had a stain on them.
Wash them by hand. Ask the cleaners to wash them again for free.
Grammar focus. Describing problems 1. With past participles as adjectives.
The jacket lining is torn. The tabletop is damaged. That vase is chipped. My pants are stained. Her sunglasses are a little scratched. The sink is leaking.
Exception. Is leaking is a present continuous form. With nouns.
It has a tear in it. There's a hole in it. There is some damage on the top. There is a chip in it. They have a stain on them. There are a few scratches on them. It has a leak.
Fair exchange? Part A. Listen to 3 customers return an item they purchased. What's the problem? Take notes, then complete the chart. 1.
Can I help you?
Yes, I bought this briefcase here last week, but there's something wrong with the lock. I can't get it to close properly.
Let me see. Yes, I see what you mean. The lock seems to be jammed or something. No problem. I'll get you another one. Sorry about that.
2.
Excuse me.
Yes?
I wonder if you could take a look at these shoes I bought here. They're pretty new, but they seem to be falling apart.
Let me see. Yes, this doesn't look right. The stitching is coming out. How long did you say you've had them?
Only about a month. Here's the receipt.
Yes. Well, let me exchange these for you. I'm sorry for the inconvenience.
3.
Excuse me.
Yes? How can I help you?
You see this shirt? I bought it here a few weeks ago, but the first time I washed it, the color changed. It went from bright red to light pink.
How did you wash it?
Well, I just tossed it into the washing machine with my other clothes.
What temperature did you use?
I usually wash my clothes in hot water, so I guess hot.
Well, did you check the washing instructions?
Maybe not.
Well, you see here on this label? It says wash in cold water only.
Uh-huh.
So I'm really sorry, but since you didn't follow the washing instructions, I can't really do anything for you.
It keeps burning. Part A. Listen and practice.
Hello?
Hello, Ms. Locke. This is Jack Burr.
Mr. Burr?
In apartment 305.
Oh, yes. What can I do for you? Does your refrigerator need fixing again?
No, it's the oven this time.
Oh, so what's wrong with it?
Well, I think the temperature control needs to be adjusted. The oven keeps burning everything I try to cook.
Really? Okay. I'll have someone look at it right away.
Thanks a lot, Ms. Locke.
By the way, Mr. Burr, are you sure it's the oven and not your cooking?
Listen to another tenant calling Ms. Locke. What's the tenant's problem?
Hello?
Hello. Is this the manager?
Yes, this is Ms. Locke.
This is Lula Harris in apartment 216.
Yes. How can I help you, Mrs. Harris?
I'm having a problem with the electricity.
What sort of problem with the electricity?
Well, it keeps going off and coming back on again.
I see. Is it just the lights, or is it the appliances, too?
Let me check. No, the refrigerator is okay, so it must be just the lights.
I guess the fuse box needs to be checked. I'll come up and take a look at it right away.
Thanks so much.
Describing problems 2. Need plus gerund.
The oven needs adjusting. The alarm needs fixing.
Need plus passive infinitive.
It needs to be adjusted. It needs to be fixed.
Keep plus gerund.
Everything keeps burning. The alarm keeps going off.
Stress. Part A. Listen and practice. Notice how a change in stress changes the meaning of each question and elicits a different response.
Is the bedroom window cracked?
No, the kitchen window is cracked.
Is the bedroom window cracked?
No, the bedroom door is cracked.
Is the bedroom window cracked?
No, it's broken.
Listen to the questions. Check the correct response. 1. A.
Are my jeans torn?
B.
Are my jeans torn?
2. A.
Is the computer screen flickering?
B.
Is the computer screen flickering?
Listen to 3 people talk about their jobs. Complete the chart. 1. Joe.
I work in the watch repair center at a large department store. I repair all kinds of watches. But nowadays, most of them are pretty easy to fix because they all run on batteries. The most common problem is they need a new battery. Since that only takes a minute or so to fix, I always have plenty of time to tell my watch jokes, like this one. What time is it when an elephant sits on your watch? Time to buy a new watch. And here's another one. What time is it when the big hand is on the...
2. Louise.
I repair luggage, mostly suitcases. I have a little shop at the airport. People spend a lot of money on luggage, and often all it takes is one flight for a suitcase to get damaged. The most typical problem, I guess, is the wheels. I fix the wheels on about 20 suitcases a week. It's not surprising, really, with the way those baggage handlers throw people's luggage around. You'd think they were playing ball, the way they toss the suitcases.
3. Sam.
I repair household appliances. The most frequent calls I get are from people who are having trouble with the garbage disposal system in their kitchen sink. Usually, the thing gets jammed because people put too much food into it at one time, or something metal or plastic has fallen down into it. It's usually pretty easy to fix a garbage disposal, but every once in a while, you run into situations that aren't exactly typical. One time, a little girl put her doll down into the disposal. She thought the doll would enjoy the ride. She couldn't get it back out again, and she was afraid to tell her mother. So when the mother went to use the disposal, it made a horrible noise and then died. And so did the doll.
Exercise 3. Listening. Complaints. Part A. Listen to 3 tenants complain to their building manager. Complete the chart. 1.
Hello, Mr. Smith. I was wondering if you could change the light bulb out front. It went out again.
I'll take care of it later. I'm really busy right now, and besides, it's still light outside.
But it'll be dark when I get home tonight.
I'd love to help, but somebody borrowed my ladder.
Well, you know I have a chair, and if you give me a light bulb, I wouldn't mind doing it myself, okay?
Oh, okay. Here. Take a light bulb from one of my lamps so you know it works.
Thank you.
2.
Excuse me, Mr. Smith?
Yeah?
I was wondering if you could do something about my next-door neighbour's dog. It's been barking and keeping me up all night.
Dogs bark. That's what they do.
Yes, but they don't have to bark all night. This is 3 nights in a row.
Have you seen the size of that dog? You want me to go up there? That dog could hurt me.
Well, I need my sleep.
Look, I tell you what. I'll call your neighbor on the phone and ask if he can keep his dog quiet.
Okay, thank you.
3.
Mr. Smith,
Mrs. Taylor?
I have a problem.
What is it now?
It's my kitchen window. It's jammed shut. I can't open it anymore.
Mrs. Taylor, I'm not sure how I can help you.
Well, can you at least try to open it for me?
That's not really part of my job. Maybe you could try putting some vegetable oil on it.
I don't think so. I'll call my cousin George to come over to take a look at it. He's a weightlifter.